wanted. Can you isolate a couple of things where you think maybe things went wrong this summer?
Yeah, I think we've lost every power play, whether bowling or batting first, so that's the starting point. Played a really good game of cricket, probably burgled a win from nowhere, and then had a 5-day break, so maybe lost a bit of rhythm and momentum, and then we couldn't find our way back. Obviously, a big concern was the fielding and the way we fielded. It didn't look like a team that had energy compared to how we were a little bit more fluid on the field last year. Found some rhythm at stages. Guys put their hands up when we needed, put on totals that sort of gave us a chance. But like I said, when you lose the power play going 4 wickets down or not getting wickets from a bowling perspective first, it's very hard to come back from that.
Keshav, if I could just ask you, you mentioned the power play, your top order has been a bit unsettled and also not really put the runs on. Was there something else you could have done, and do you think maybe Connie opening more consistently might help?
Yeah, obviously at the start of the competition there was a sort of method to the madness with regards to Kuni batting at 4. And after 5 games we realized that it wasn't really working out and we needed starts. And then pushed Kuni up. He showed glimpses of what he can do, but probably didn't have the support around him to get those totals that we would have liked in the power play and bat through. And then from a bowling perspective, I think we didn't take enough wickets in the power play, and in doing so we didn't stem the flow of runs, so we were quite expensive in most of the power plays. And once you lose the power play, it's very difficult in the game of T20 cricket, regardless of how well you bowl in that middle.
Keshav, I don't think I've ever seen you quite as upset on a cricket ground as you were when that wide was called, which you obviously ended up referring for a catch. Was that just frustration boarding over, or what was your thought process?
Look, I know the wide was never going to change over the decision, but maybe a little break the concentration of the batter. We felt at the time it wasn't a wide. Obviously umpires are allowed to get decisions wrong, or we'll have to have a look to see if it was the right one or not. But in hindsight, the game's done now, so we can't focus on that. Probably heat of the moment, just asking the question as to did you not feel it was going that way? I think with the 2 LBW decisions as well, the reasons that were given didn't correlate to the outcome basically. So I think, as the leader I was allowed to ask the question. Look, like I said, we're all human, we're going to make mistakes. And you know what, at the end of the day, we can't unchange whatever's done now.
Just on the impact that Noaman has made in the team, really probably one of the positives for you this season.
Yeah, very much so. I think he's a world-class performer. I think for the last 2 to 3 years, we've seen him really come to light on the international and franchise circuit. He's a wicket taker. He's a weapon that I can call upon anytime, and I know there's wickets in his hand. I'm just glad that he's on our side and not against us. And hopefully that sort of DSG relationship is there for a longer period of time.
Keshav, you're obviously had 2 seasons as captain now. But just what have you learned about yourself personally as captain this season?
Yeah, 2 very contrasting seasons. But I think, look, from a personal perspective, I love captaincy. It helps me think clearly at times, especially on the field. Keeps me a little bit more calmer than I normally am, except for today. But I think for me personally, it's the one thing that I really try and get is the camaraderie amongst my teammates. It is a short competition, and that's something that I feel I do really well, understanding my players, trying to get the best out of them. Look, as much as we can do that, sometimes it's hard, it doesn't transfer onto the field, and I feel like it's one of those seasons. But having said that, I've enjoyed it very much. I'm very proud of my team so far. We've still got a game to go. There's a lot of pride to play for, a lot of meaningfulness for this badge, and for the owners that have invested in us. So, we're not just giving up. We're going to go and try to be as positive as we can and finish as high up as we can, whether it be the highest net run rate we can get. That's the brand of cricket we want to play. And, if we can get over the line in this next game, then it's a nice filter into next season from a momentum perspective.
Keshav, a lot of Australians keen to know whether Marcus Stoinis is going to turn up at the Champions Trophy. Do you have any update on what's wrong with him and his severity?
He just felt something in his hammy. He didn't think it was too serious, but obviously the logical thing to do as a fast bowler is to go off the field. So, I'm sure the medical staff will assess and then communicate with probably Cricket Australia, but I think he'll be okay. He's a soldier, he's a fighter, and he's a big unit, so I'm sure he'll be okay. Yeah, well, look, from a batting perspective, I think whenever we needed someone to stand up, he did that. guys are in awe of the way he trains and how precise and detailed he is with regards to his training and the way he transfers his training into the field. He's a great guy. He has good banter, good chats. He's someone that you can pick up the phone at any time and have a cricket conversation. A lot of knowledge that we've tried to tap into as much as we can. And just after the game, when we sit and have some food and drinks together as a unit, he's sharing a lot of stories of cricket and just life in perspective. And it's been phenomenal to have someone like him in our change room.
You guys must be really pleased to have won all your games at home. Can you just talk a bit about what you learned from playing in these conditions that you think could help the team? The playoffs are obviously not here. Can you take anything from these wins into that?
Yeah, I think the fact that we've had to be quite dynamic and be able to assess the different surfaces and conditions that we've faced. Only losing one game to this point means that we've had to adapt to different surfaces, and they've been quite different throughout the games that we've played here. So I think that shows that we are trying to be really smart about how we make the most of what's here out in front of us, and we're staying present in each and every game, which has served us well to now. And when we've had the opportunity to play on something slightly flatter, we've recognised that pretty early and managed to go on and by that Cape Town game, I've gone on to win the game. So I think obviously playing nicely. The good thing about the way we've performed is we've not been heavily reliant on one player. In both disciplines, it's been very much a team effort. Everyone's chipped in and played a part. And some of the guys, it's not always been pretty, but it's got us over the line. And I think taking your ego out of it and just getting the job done is sometimes a really important part of T20 cricket, especially on these kind of surfaces where it's not 200 plays 200. So I'm pleased for everyone, pleased for all of the fans as well. The grounds have been full, we've had great support, and to be able to pay them back with a clean sweep at home is a really nice way to give back for everything they've done for us.
You've been a star performer in this tournament, and you clearly seem to be enjoying it immensely, everything you're doing now, the batting, bowling, fielding. But of course England expects, and now you're going to turn away for one game and you're off. Is that going to be difficult to take up a picture and get back into Three Lions territory?
I mean, as you mentioned, I've thoroughly enjoyed every minute of being here, both on and off the field. We've got a great group of lads who have welcomed me in brilliantly, made me feel a massive part of everything we've done, both on and off the field. And of course, I'll miss the latter stages of the tournament. But it's never hard to go back and play international cricket for your country. It's one of the best privileges you'll ever have, and you've only got so long before it's someone else's opportunity in turn to have that honour. So as much as I will miss being here, I obviously relish the opportunity of playing for England again, and 3 big games in India and on to another major tournament in the Champions Trophy. So a lot of exciting cricket to be had for me personally, but of course I'll be keeping an eye on how the guys do, and in close contact. I think one of the great things about this is you can make friends for life, and you can meet people that you'd never come across before, and all of a sudden you've got friends that'll last a lifetime. I think that's one of the special parts of cricket is the different people that you meet and the friendships that you gain along the way.
Joe, as someone said, you do look like you've been having a huge amount of fun, maybe the fun of being 12 again.
Yeah.
But does it actually, is this tournament, do you feel, put you in a good spot for those upcoming things like the Champions Trophy and stuff? Just, you're in the runs, you've been bowling, you've had a smile on your face the whole time.
Yeah, it's just nice to play, and to get a lead in of cricket into a tournament like that is obviously can only be a good thing, especially when you've got confidence and you've played some good stuff and you're part of a winning team as well, and that sort of it can be quite contagious and infectious. So hopefully that's the case. Even moving to a completely different environment, different team, I'll clearly be in a good space getting out there, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone. There's a number of those guys that I've not seen for a good while, of course, as the Test boys, but the one-day lads, some really close friends in there, and to get in and amongst them will be great fun. So yeah, lots to look forward to.
Just if I can ask about the bowling too, just that unusual thing, not this match, but to have 20 overs bowled of spin in a game. Just wondering how you sort of saw that whole match and how unusual that was.
It was unusual, but I think it was quite smart in many ways as well. We recognised the surface pretty early. We, even before the game, having those options available, and then the fact that we had 6 bowlers meant that, that if it went either way, if it didn't quite perform how we thought it might, then we had other options too. So obviously it might look bizarre to a lot of people, but I think it was the right thing to do on that surface, and obviously proved that with the result as well. So it's quite nice knowing that you're not heavily reliant on just playing one way and just having to have one mode of doing things. The fact that we've had to be quite adaptable and we've had to try different combinations, use different guys within and outside of the power play, has probably made it quite hard to, I guess, come up against us, because you don't really know what it's going to look like, and you can't sort of pre-plan what order guys are going to come on and when they're going to bowl. So, long may that continue for the rest of this tournament.
So I just wanted to ask you what you know about David Miller. You heard him say things might have been growing, but is there anything that you know about that?
I've not managed to have a proper chat with him, but it's obviously not good, the fact that he's had to leave the field. I'm sure he'll see all the experts that know exactly what all the fancy words mean and how long it might take. Hopefully it's a very short-term thing, but we'll have to wait and see.
So you speak about loving your time here in Boland, so next year, are you making space in your schedule to come back?
I'd love to come back at some point. I've not even looked at what the schedule looks like moving forward, but I've had a great time here, and we'll have to wait and see what that holds, but of course I'd love to come back at some point.
Joe, just a word on Ruben's performance tonight, and then what's he like around the team and on the training ground?
No, he's performed exceptionally well throughout the whole time. I think he's played some crucial innings, tonight being obviously one of them. I'm really pleased for him to be able to have to come in, not play from the start, come in and make an impact. It's not always an easy thing to do, especially at some of the positions that whether it be twice now he's had to come in after the first ball, or 3 times. Twice of them was me, but the fact that he's managed that, and it shows the range of his game to be able to cope with different elements of pressure. Weigh things up and then see it through, get us ahead of the game and into a strong position is great to see, and hopefully gives him a huge amount of confidence moving into the last stages of this tournament. He's great fun to be around. I've enjoyed his company. It was nice to share. It was his birthday yesterday, so it was nice to share that with him and his wife. As a team, we all had a team meal, which was really quite good that we could all get around him and celebrate with him, and nice way to celebrate himself, getting a match-winning score like he did tonight.